Good morning. Well, as you can see from the big Sydney Swans Guernsey behind us, it's the first day of the new financial year, and people in the know when it comes to money say it's the perfect time to get focused on your finances.
Now, joining us to offer some ideas on how to do that, we have financial advisor Patrick Kenyon. Good morning to you, Patrick. I lose the will to live doing my tax. Please help. How can we make it a little bit less painful?
We'll try and help. Look, I think the thing is to dive in and get that shoebox full of receipts out today and start to get organised. The sooner you can add all those numbers up and get control of your finances, the more happy, the less stressed you're going to feel. Now, a good place to start is the ATO's website. They've got some really good checklists to help you work out what you can and can't claim. But do it quick, because if you're due a tax refund, effectively you're giving an interest-free loan to the government. And I always reckon that money's better off in your pocket than theirs. Similarly, if you find out you owe some tax, you can ask your accountant to get an extension for you to give you a little bit more time to get the money together.
So while we're in the process of organising a tax return, it's the ideal time, I guess, to focus on our finances. What should we be doing, Patrick?
Well, look, the new financial year is a natural time to review your expenses, but we always say, why not look at how you can increase your income in the next year as well? Work-related study is often a great way of getting additional knowledge and skills to help you earn that next pay rise. And the good news is often the cost of those courses is tax deductible. At the moment, the job market is pretty tough and wages growth are at historic lows. So we encourage people to take it into their own hands to determine their income and upskill, whether that turns out to be the next promotion or indeed starting a new business. It's a great way to improve your circumstances.
Now, another piece of your advice, Patrick, is to use technology to track your spending.
Yeah.
I've always thought that this was like a really controlling boyfriend. How do they work?
Yeah, well, it could be, but this is one that wants to make you feel good, not bad, okay? So this is the year to ditch that shoebox and pick up your phone and get the apps to work for you, because there's some really cool ones made just for the Aussie market. A couple of my favourites are Money Brilliant and Track My Spend. And what they do is they allow you to gather in one place all the information from your bank accounts, your super funds, where you spend, how much you earn, and get that knowledge together so that you're in control of your money rather than letting someone else control it. So it's actually quite empowering. And with that knowledge, you're better placed to achieve what's important for you with your money, not what someone else says is important.
Okay, so does that mean every time that I buy a cup of coffee that I should be tracking that on an app on my phone?
Well, some people like to get down to that level of detail. It's not essential to be that much in control if you don't want to. It's just simply knowing where this money comes in, but where does it go? You don't want to let it slip in through your fingers.
And what are those apps for, Patrick? What are you actually doing? You're keeping a track of your spending?
Yeah, absolutely. You can categorize down what you spend and how often. You can put that in for regular entries, but it also can track your income and your bank account balances, your super fund balances, so that at the push of a couple of buttons, you've got a total position of what your assets are, what you owe, what you earn, and what you spend.
How many coffees a day are you having, just out of interest?
Well, see, I don't want to know.
Right.
I don't want to be able to. I don't want to be able to track that.
Patrick says you're supposed to keep track.
Yeah, I know, but maybe
well,
do the
you
big things. You're not controlling, though, Patrick, I'm sure. Tell us about the changes with super, because that's happening with the start of the new financial year too, right?
Exactly. So from today, we see a decrease of nearly 30% in the maximum amount you're allowed to put into superannuation. Now, the government's reduced the limits, and this is especially important for people who are getting close to retirement and might be salary sacrificing quite a lot of their pay into superannuation. Now, superannuation is still a great way to save, but with those maximum amounts being reduced, you just need to check that you're not going to be still putting in too much or more than you're allowed.
Yeah. Okay, well, good advice. Thanks so much, Patrick. I know that you've got a start of financial year party to go to, like all the finance types.
Are you like me? Do you do your tax return once you've got your group certificate? Is that the trigger point for you? I reckon for a lot of people, it's when your group certificate arrives. And you're waiting on your employer to get it to you, to get your kick started.
I generally don't do mine for years.
You don't do it? OK.
Yeah,
you have to do it, you know.